their treasured island. And since the guys have split into teams, they send out a call to Paisan and special effects maverick Joe Andreas and his talented set of hands.
We figured out how we're going to get the pizzas where they need to go. But there's a little bit more to it, because we need the pizzas to be in good eating condition. 4 prototypers, 4 pizzas. So we need to have something that can hold 4 pizzas and keep them nice and fresh and warm.
This thing is essentially going to look like a CD changer. There'll be 4 slots for the pizzas to come out.
Pops the pizza out. You just grab the pizza box.
But that's only half the problem.
Third one down. We also need the pizzas to be delivered to the person that ordered it. So that means that if I just see this cool autonomous robot walking around, I just can't walk up to it and take a pizza. That doesn't work too well.
So the team also needs a pizza security device.
We could design some sort of authentication system. So when the pizzas get to the location, the person can just swipe their credit card and whatever pizza is intended for them will pop out.
And the pizza shop can program 4 destinations, 4 separate accounts. The robot can go to these different places, and you only get the pizza that you've paid for when you swipe your card.
It's not that secure, but it's good enough to protect your pizza.
Right. So the team turns to the whiteboard, and Joe starts drawing up plans.
Credit card reader here, the keypad here.
And with the pizza pie pack taking shape, they divide up to conquer it.
You guys want to start working on the mechanical side? Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Pizza pie pack. Now we got to go build it. The other guys are downstairs in the shop putting together the physical pizza pie pack's metal box, but there's a lot of brains inside that brawn. The electronics are the key to the system, and they're going to control the entire thing. There's 6 major building blocks, and I've laid them out here for your enjoyment. There's a credit card reader, keypad, display, 4 motor controllers, optical photo interrupter. It's really just a little sensor. And the brains behind the whole operation. Not me, the microprocessor. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, let me give you a real-world example of how it all ties together. Welcome to Joe's Pizza Palace. Oh, you want a 2 pepperoni? So I just got a phone call from the customer. He wants 4 large cheese pizzas. Now all I have to do is configure the pizza pie pack. It's very easy. Swipe my master chef's card. That gives me access to the control pads. I'm going to enter in the customer's credit card number. Load the pizzas. And the pizza pie pack is on his way to the customer completely autonomously.
I recognize and obey.
Ooh, the pizza's here. So now that the pizza pack has arrived, all I have to do as the customer is take the same credit card I used to place the order, swipe it, and I see on the display my name and the pizzas that are intended for me. Next, the pizza pie pack, using the motor controllers, will slide the pizzas out of its pack, and the optical sensors will detect that the pizzas have been removed, and the pack will automatically close back up and go on its way. Here's your tip. Thank you.
With Joe hard at work on the electronics in the lair, later that day, Zaz is back in human form and is reunited with his brother, one of the 2 smart Alexes responsible for the autonomous 2-wheeled robot. And they begin to map a course from the pizzeria to a residence over 4 blocks away that the rolling robot will have to travel all by itself. As they trace the path, Zaz uses a laptop to control the robot, while Alex monitors the computer to generate a map for tomorrow's final run.
I'm just pressing keys and giving the robot movement commands and making sure it doesn't crash into anything. At the same time, it's collecting data, and that's being visualized on Alex's computer over here. So he can see what the map is looking like, what the robot sees, and just making sure that everything looks good. To be able to use this robot with its existing design conditions, we need to choose our terrain to suit it, and that means flat. Flat enough that the laser can see out all the way in front of the robot, not hit the ground, instead come into contact with all of the real obstacles that the robot needs to avoid.
Like trees. Though he might have a PhD in robotics, that doesn't make Zaz a good robot driver.
That was driver error. I hit the right mouse button.
Luigi is undamaged, so they press on, and soon he rolls up to his final destination. A townhouse on a flat, level street.
I love that stop.
And with the digital map locked into his brain, he's ready to go.
We know that Luigi here can make it physically from the pizza place to the destination under human control. The big challenge is going to be, can it do it autonomously without spilling pizza into the street, going berserk, attacking children and small dogs? It could be a disaster.
With a safe route all mapped out, back in the workshop, Joe Grand is working with Joe Andreas to complete the pizza pie pack in time for tomorrow's demonstration. Earlier, Joe spent a day designing the custom circuitry that will operate the automated device. And now he's begun installing his gadgetry into the pack.
We have the motors installed, so I'm running the power lines for that. And then the next step is to bring the actual electronics and start wiring up all of the rest of the components that are inside the pack right now.
As Joe Grand wires everything together, Joe Andreas finalizes the framework for this unconventional oven. And after a few more connections, our magical man of electronics, Joe Grand, is ready for a test. But as often happens on these fast-track builds, the new pizza pie pack has a glitch.
When we power everything on, the motors all go. And that's not good. The motors work.
When the main power is switched on, the motors that should operate independently all start up at once.
Okay.
It's a small complication that could be a big problem for the autonomous delivery system. The Joes keep at it, and before they know it, day has turned to night, and the solution remains out of reach. These irregular Joes have to fix their motor problem, and the box must be completed, or they'll have nothing to demonstrate tomorrow.
It's the night before the first test with the pizza pie pack. Everyone else has gone home. We still have to do a ton of wiring. We've got to figure out how this thing's actually going to work. And I don't know if we're going to make it in time.
Coming up, Joe Squared burns the candle at both ends.
We're still doing some last-minute modification here on the street.
Then, Luigi walks alone.
Luigi's ready to go.
Will he make pizza delivery history?
That's awesome.
And later, a robotic car is on a collision course with the Bay Bridge. Which will win? With the little island in the middle of the bay, way off the pizza delivery grid, our team of prototypers is on a mission to develop new ways to get